Hey there, friends. Hope you're doing well. Now, we're in the creative world where I've gone around to test a few things. So, with the Nether Tunnel Hub deal being, well, I want to get started on it sooner rather than later. Now, I can't do ice roads how I would actually like to do them due to the fact of, well, currently there is no way for me to craft packed ice. I have to actually go out and farm it in the ice biomes, which is fine. But I don't want to have to rely on that to fill the entire road, which would be a lot. So I was watching an old Etho video and he kind of explained why he had the ice roads in his nether. And it's to do with the speed that you can run on the ice roads, but also for the powered rails. If he needed to move villagers or any sort of mob, he could just hook up a minecart and push them along the way, which I thought was a great idea. Now, I wanted to expand mine a bit, since originally I was just going to have it be 3 wide, but I went with 5 wide, because I'm pretty sure I hate myself, but that's nothing new. So this is the design I came up with for the floor, which I do think is quite nice. And we would just, do this. The designs for the walls, I've been playing around with quite a lot. So the thing that I'm keep reminding myself that I am going to hate myself, without a doubt. Because with how long the tunnels are going to be, it's going to be a lot. And this isn't like it is a simple pattern, but it also isn't a simple pattern. You know what I mean? But I was debating between this one and this one over here with the bushes behind it. And I am definitely leaning towards the bushes, or I guess the leaves. But then I thought that the transitioning between each would be kind of cool. It's just going to be a very long process because, yeah, I was originally going for simple pattern and that kind of went out the window. So the reason for the stuff back here is simply because I did some tests and mobs can see you through the gaps here. They can see you like through the gap here. Pretty sure they could see you through here. My biggest concern was a ghast. So if, for example, we had a ghast spot you through here without the glass, they shoot their fireball and then they destroy stuff. I don't want that. That's one reason why I'm going to put the stone on the outside, just to ensure there's no random explosions that will destroy my stuff, hopefully. Either way, it's just going to be a very long process, and I'll do majority of it off camera, so there's no worries for having to view the repetitiveness of this. But that is the future for that. And then finally, after a lot of searching, trial and error, and a lot of frustration, I found a villager breeder design by Impulse SV, where it's actually working. I tried various things with the Tango Tech farm, but for some reason it just isn't. I tried giving them food, I tried X, Y, and Z, and I'm not going to destroy the one that's in the world. However, we're just going to keep it as a reminder of the pain that I went through trying to figure it out. But this one seems to work. It has the same concept that newer breeders have with the beds to lure them off, and then they get put into a water stream and then you transport them from there. Similar idea, except there is no exact lure for the babies. So they just basically, you hope that each time they run out here and fall in here, and then you have it's infinite, but you can do a kill feature by just closing off the gate right here, which then they drown in the water, and then you don't have 1,000 villagers making it unplayable for your world. And we have the the transportation system over here to where we would take them and put them in the trading hall. So this is what we will be building up in replacement for the villager breeder that didn't work, for me at least. I'm sure there might be some way to make it work, but it wasn't doing it for me, so I'm not going to freak over it anymore. And so in theory, that villager should be taking damage, and should die. Yes. Perfect. Okay, great. That's a relief. So, ah, damn, didn't get there in time. Oh well. I know it works. That's the important thing. So, for now, I'm gonna work on this in the future. We'll do this. But today I want to work on an XP farm, since I have an idea for a gold farm I want to do. However, it's gonna involve a lot of digging. So let's head over to the LP world, and we will start on some things. Now in the world, we have a few things or basically one thing I really just want to show you real quick that I did off camera, because it really wasn't too exciting. But it's no secret that I'm a fan of having bone meal at the ready. Now currently, the only bone meal you can get is from bones, which I also have a plethora of. I need to actually get sorting system for them, but I have them. But in the future, knowing that composters are going to be out and, you can get bone meal from the crops, I like to have cactus. So with that, well, I decided to make a small cactus farm up here, which I decided to go out of clay, or terracotta, I guess it'll be called in the future. Or is it terracotta now? No, I'm curious. Yeah, so clay. Pretty sure in the future it'll be called terracotta. But, so I had to go get more clay, because I used all mine. But, we are going to throw it all the way to the bottom, and bring it all the way to the top. It's not as big as I would like it, because I would also like to use these as XP. So you can just, the grab and go. Now, the idea, previously in another world, I have, I think, 10 of these farms next to each other, all feeding into my sorting system with pumpkins and melons. Now I plan to recreate a similar version. I don't know if we'll do as big of a version of that one. However, I think it's kind of cool, and I like digging big holes, so I might do it just for funsies. And just to have stupid amounts of bone meal. But in between episodes and whatnot, I'll be digging, or not digging, but I'll be building up this and getting just a stockpile of cactus, and then we'll probably be transferring them over into a furnace to then start burning them and getting the experience. They won't give a lot of experience, so it'll just be very passive and very, very, I guess, desperate experience, but I'd rather have it now and just add on to it later. Now, the experience farm that I want to make. So we have the experience farm out here, which is not good because I haven't really lit up a whole lot. I thought there was more caves lit up down below, but I was apparently wrong. And I was hoping that during the daytime it'd be pretty good, but apparently not. So the game plan is to find an ocean and from there build an automated one with redstone pushing the mobs off. Which thankfully I have found an ocean, and it shouldn't be too hard to construct it out there. It's just a matter of getting all the blocks and stuff out there to use it. Now, in the future, I'm going to be using Mini HUD to really find the dark spots and everything like that and explore the caves more. So, I'll be doing that in the future. But since Mini HUD is off the table at the moment, yeah, I'm just going to go with the more simpler in the ocean and build it a bit higher up off the ground to hopefully make sure that caves aren't an issue. But I'm going to grab quite a few blocks and figure out the optimal height and whatnot for that, and then I'll meet you over there. The idea here is to have dispensers. I'm going to have 8 dispensers on each floor of this, and it's going to be pushing from right to left and left to right, and then have them funnel down here. Now, instead of having it to where I'd have to run along and, whack their little feet and stuff, I'm going to have them be pushed by these dispensers and have them pushed down here. Now, I'm putting the hay bales here, since they do reduce fall damage by a little bit, and I figure just on the off chance it might help some mobs survive, that way I can get a little more XP. But the goal here is mostly to have... It's going to be a little weird, not going to lie. Okay, it's going to be a little weird for me to try and figure out exactly how to get all this figured out, what I want to do. So I'm going to have the dispensers up top, trigger to push the mobs down. But then from there, shortly after those, and hopefully when majority of the mobs are down here, they'll have taken the fall damage. Then I want to have these trigger and push the mobs to me down here. Or something like that. Might go just like one higher to hit them straight here, but whatever. That's the basic idea. So it's not going to be pretty by any stretch. It's going to be stone brick, a lot of stone brick. And spawning rates should be really good, in theory. I should be high enough from the caves down below to avoid spawning that. The only land here near me is that little patch over there and the little platform down below. So the idea here should be pretty simple and it should be pretty straightforward. The redstone to get these to go off shortly after the dispensers and stuff up there. I think it'll just have to be the age-old Etho Hopper clock to get that timing just right. The other option is to have the hopper clock trigger those and then have redstone repeaters delay the pulse to come down here and hit these right after that. So that is kind of the basic idea at the moment. And I'm hoping this will be pretty straightforward, but knowing my luck, it won't be. Just kind of how it seems to go with my luck. And just to be sure, those go right down. Oh, perfect. Okay. So the idea would be to have them go... We might go one... Yeah, we can probably bring them out here, and then we can go down a floor and have them drop right here, or we can put signs right here and have them just stop right there. Something like that, because yeah, I want to have them fall down. So we would need to do this. This is going to be kind of stupid, but that's never stopped me before. All right. Okay. So in theory, they come down to right there. They hit right there. I get right here. I hit their little legs. Would that work? Or do I need to go with a slab right there? Oh, well, yeah. Because let's see real quick. Just sheer curiosity. Nope, so we can't duck down below slabs yet. So it has to be right here, but we could do this. That hit their legs, but I think we want to go down a little further. So I think we want to go down to here. Now if we do this, and then this, and this, and then drop this down. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. I'm definitely going to work on the prettiness of this later, but I just want to kind of get this roughly figured out. Okay, so then we'll have a wall right here. Because yeah, they'll fall down here, go to there, I'll swipe at their little toesies. And okay. So I know it's 23 blocks for them to be down to a one-hit kill. Okay. So I'm gonna work on a few things here to try and figure out exactly how to do all that I want to do, and then bring you back and show you what I got. And I'm going to need so many buckets. Oh, so many buckets. So in theory, this should be working gangbusters. Or at least more gangbusters than nothing. But I've tried a few different things, and it doesn't seem to want to spawn them. Now, I thought I found a little sweet spot, but I think I don't know, because I counted at my original spot up there, or a few more, and it was 24 blocks away, which is exactly where you need to be for the mobs to actually spawn. And yeah, I don't know. I got everything working. I made sure the hopper clock was actually going. And instead of a hopper clock down here, I just went with a button to push water. It just made more sense. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but I think what we'll do, because I really don't want to beat my head against a wall and then just get so frustrated with everything. What I want to do is work on the villager breeder then. I want to try and build that and hope that it actually works. So that's what we'll do. We'll head over to the villager breeding area with the iron farm and start on that. And then I'll kind of work on this in between episodes and see if I can figure out exactly what's going on. Because in theory, from what I understand, if it's like 24 blocks and something like 75 blocks away, I think it's further, but basically they'll spawn and move around within a certain radius around you, and then outside of that radius, then they'll spawn, but they just won't move until you get close enough to load the chunks or load their AI or whatever it is. So yeah, but this should be just fine unless there's something going on down below that I'm missing. But I wonder if the spawning is different in the older versions. So somehow it's not... There's no way the caves are loaded down there, is it? Actually, that could be. Yeah, in between, I'll just have to check out a few things and see if maybe somehow something is loaded or something. I'm really not sure. But yeah, so that's where we kind of stand right now. And so for now, I think what we'll do is we'll go and work on the villager breeder, because that design should work. Should being the keyword. But yeah. All right. Well, let us head over to the breeder and go from there. And hopefully I can get this working at some point in the future. Now, in theory, this should not interfere at all. So the old one shouldn't interfere with this new one over here. I don't think. I destroyed the doors over there, so that way it shouldn't be considered a village. I'll end up getting rid of those villagers, sending them on vacation to Barbados, possibly, or some other place. And yeah. Now this one really isn't too hard to do. I just wanted to get some glass, because I do like to see into stuff like this. However, I don't have silk touch, so I have to be careful about where I put the glass and everything like that. So what I'll probably do is just end up putting the stone around it and then making little windows and such for the glass. That way I have less chance of screwing up the placement. So we need a brown coat in here, and oops, need this covered. So we just need a brown coat in here, because I guess they pick up the crops while the other coats do not. Don't totally know why, but that's all I know, and that's what worked in the test world. I think the villagers are interfering somehow. Maybe not. Oh, I really hope not. Oh well, it'll be a quick way to figure out. So I just need to grab crops, and then grab a brown coat from in there and throw them into there, and we will be able to see if this actually works. In my head, it works perfectly, and I don't need to worry about anything ever again with villagers. But in reality, it's probably not going to work that well, or as well as it does in the testing world, because that's just been my experience so far. But I very much want this. I have a few ideas for a trading hall, so I'm hopeful that I can get this. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Not complaining, just pointing out the obvious. Sorry, I gotta take you guys out, and not to dinner. Alright, so now it is the waiting game. I just want to see if this actually works, honestly. I don't totally care. Alright, so now the fun part is just to wait and see if it works. However, I'm going to speed this along and grab some bone meal to get these crops a-going. Get the carrots all busting up. And then from there, it should be pretty simple just to let it run. So we are just going to wait and see and hope that something works. But first, gotta get the bone meal and then go from there, and I will bring you back when I have some answers. So I decided to do a copy of the world and mess around a little bit, because the breeder just does not want to work for some reason. So, in the copy here, I have this one over here, which is the one that we just built. However, it's still not working. I have no idea why. In the regular world, it's also not working. I thought maybe killing the villagers over here might get rid of them or something. And then I had the idea that, well, wait, they need to have a village to do the whole breeding thing. And technically, this is a village, from what I understand. So I figured, all right, well, let's build up over here and see if maybe that'll make them breed. This seemed to finally make them breed. And they actually have a baby right here, which is great. However, my only concern is that somehow the villagers from over there are bugged. And I don't know. So that is kind of my idea right now. I might test in here and just see if bringing one of these villagers down to here and see if they breed, because these are all from basically the same stock essentially. So might do that because these were obviously spawned in over here. So I'm really trying to figure this out, because it should not be this hard. And I'm not sure why, but adding the doors around the edge seemed to kick off the breeding. Like all of these doors are essentially, basically it's like this is full for some reason. Don't know why. But after putting the doors on, it seemed to work. So now we just gotta hop back over into the regular world and build this. I might let this run a little bit and see if bringing one of these villagers over and having them do the breeding. Because I'm really concerned that it's just the villagers over here. But yeah, there's still some more things to do, but one step closer. One step closer. Finally. Alright, well, this one is working. However, again, my main concern right now is that the spawn villagers are the reason why this is working. And well, no, that shouldn't be a problem, because I spawned the villagers over there as well. So that should be fine. Yeah. I guess we'll find out. Oh, I did not think this would be such a pain, but old Minecraft has a way of doing that to you. Yeah, there's no hearts, no nothing. I've given these villagers so many carrots. So yeah, that's what we'll have to do. Alright, back to the regular world, and I will bring you back when hopefully I have an answer, and hopefully we can start on a trading hall and all of that fun redstone stuff to do with the trading hall. So this has been a while in the making. I've tried various things. The one over here that we started, it started and it was breeding, and now it's not again. So I figured, okay, maybe it's because of the location of this so close to the village, maybe it's somehow screwing it up. Could make sense, sure. Then I was thinking, okay, well, we have essentially a village right here with all the doors and stuff. That's great. So what if we just throw some food into the little containers here with the villagers, they can do their breeding thing, and you can just have essentially 3 pods of breeding villagers. That seems like a smart idea. It worked once, for whatever reason. Don't understand why. And so after that failure, decided to try something just, well, not different, but different location and just see if maybe it'll start up randomly. So built this one over here, which is just the copy of that one over there. And it seems to work just fine. And then I was thinking, okay, well, if this one is working, there has to be a reason and a way to make this one work. And I think I finally figured it out. I don't exactly know if it's been working so far. That's, so far. And by the way, if it wasn't obvious, this is the copy of the world. Just so that's that's said. But yeah, decided to try this, and they finally got them breeding, which is great. And finally got them being moved over here and dropping down here, which is great. However, we seem to be at a standstill right now where they're not breeding again. So I'm not sure if it's a occupational population limit kind of thing, or what. Because I'm not seeing any hearts, and I figured, screw it, let's go bananas and put as many carrots as we can in here. And we shall see. But the episode is getting a bit long, and I'm going to keep finagling with this to try and figure it out, because old villagers, it is something I do want to actually have working. So, with that said and done, hopefully you did enjoy. If you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it. I know that this wasn't the most riveting of episodes, and yeah, but I do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.